Hey friends, it's project day today at New Day Family Farm. We are building 3 new pig shelters just for our new mamas. We are expecting 3 litters of piglets here in a couple more months from our 3 Meishan sows, and we are super excited about it, but wanted to make sure that they will be farrowing in style with some new shelters that are really nice and spacious. So come join us as we build these. We'll have a little bit of a step-by-step tutorial if you want a pig shelter that's similar. So this pig shelter is super awesome. We've already put one together this morning and we have 2 more to build, but we are loving this new shelter plan. It has been really quick to put together, and each shelter is 50 square feet, which is a pretty big shelter and costs less than $200. So we are thrilled with the project. If you guys want to follow along, we're gonna have directions on screen and a full supplies list is down below in the description. So follow along, make one if you want. They are really, really easy to put together. It's really just 3 things. You need some pallets, you need fence pickets, and metal sheeting for the roof. Now let's get started. The first step is to create our pallet frame for the shelter. The 6 pallets need to be screwed together to form a U shape, with 2 pallets along each of the 3 walls. As you're getting started, make sure to think about which direction the opening of your shelter will face. Ours are facing to the east. This way the side wall will block the cold north wind, and the morning sunlight can get in to warm the pigs up as soon as the sun rises. As we attach these pallets together, we're using 3-inch screws to hold everything together. This is going to be the bulk of the structural support, so make sure to put at least 2 or 3 screws at each connection. Once your frame is set up, grab your roofing panels and set them in place so you can check if the shelter is square. If any adjustments in the angles of the walls needs to be made, do so now, because our next step will lock everything into place. If you want your shelter to be movable, feel free to skip this next step. We wanted our shelters to stay in place, so we drove 5 T-posts in around the frame to keep it firmly in place. We have 2 T-posts on each side and 1 in the middle of the back wall. Next, it's time to add the fence pickets to the 2 side walls. These fence pickets will provide a super sturdy and low-cost barrier to provide shade, keep out the rain, hold in warmth, and block the wind. We used 6-foot pickets that are shorter than the pallet walls, so we lined them up to be flush with the back, but you could also use 8-foot pickets and cut them to size. We used shorter screws here, 1.5 or 2-inch would be fine, and put just 2 screws in each board, 1 in the front and 1 in the back. Once that's done, check that everything is still square using your roofing panels. And now let's add a board in front to provide a little stability to those front corners. This board will prevent the front pieces from being pushed apart, and it will help keep all of the bedding material in as well. The 8-foot fence pickets are for the back wall of the shelter. These will need to be cut to size based on the total width of the structure from one side to the other. We found that the width varied a bit because pallets can vary in size by a few inches. So we just held up one of our pickets and marked it where it needed to be cut, then used that one as a template for the other 7 boards. While those boards are being cut, let's move on to attaching the roof. Sheet metal screws will hold the roof to our pallets very securely. Just make sure to line up each of your screws with the thick vertical boards of the pallets underneath. When attaching what is basically a big metal sail, overdoing it on screwing the sheets down is a lot better than not doing enough. So make sure to put in at least 4 screws along each side and the back. With our cut to size boards ready, the last thing is to attach the fence pickets to the back wall. We again used just 2 screws for these boards, 1 on each side, unless the board bowed out. Then we added a 3rd screw in the middle. That's it. Step back and enjoy your handiwork. This shelter is so quick to come together, and the only tool you need is an electric drill. If you have questions about any of the steps, or if you've made this shelter, leave me a comment below. So there you go. We are super happy with this new pig shelter. We've already built 2. We got to go build another one because we have 3 mama pigs expecting litters coming in March. And we are really excited about all these babies. We are so excited to have really big shelters for them because these Meishans have so many piglets. Our sows we're expecting to each have 15. So come April, we may have about 50 pigs here on the farm. It's going to be really exciting. Thanks for watching.